Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim Nakrin. I want to share with you some of the top stories that we're following right now. First of all, this is a pretty incredible story. A DeKalb County family is really just thankful that everyone's alive after a car came crashing into a baby's room. I want to show you now some footage from the scene that our crews captured. So this incident happened at an apartment building around 3 o'clock this morning at the Park at East Ponce Apartments in Stone Mountain. We do know the driver was taken to a nearby hospital with some injuries. We spoke to the woman who lives there with her family, and she says the car just came crashing into her baby's room. Maria.
I was really paranoid, honestly. I was paranoid because I was like, when I heard all the glass shatter, I thought it was outside, and then when I seen my house cape, I don't like it was like I don't, you know. I have to move, but I need to be upstairs now. I'm not staying downstairs at all ever again. This is. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so thankfully no one inside that unit was hurt, but really was a very close call. Clearly very frightening for the family who lives there, as you can see. But that's something that, still under investigation at this time. Another major story that we've been following is the controversy surrounding so-called Cop City. And as we reported to you, now numerous people have been arrested. So right now we're just working to find out some information about when exactly the court hearing is going to happen for these individuals. But for right now, I want to show you who is being charged and accused here. So these are the 23 people arrested and now charged with domestic terrorism in what is being described as an organized attack outside the Atlantic Public Safety Training Facility. Police say these individuals are from 15 different states. Only 2 of them who are charged are from the state of Georgia. Also want to show you this. This is some brand new video showing the size of the crowd during those violent protests. The Atlanta police chief says it was approximately 100 individuals who were involved here. This group would quickly overwhelm police in the area on Sunday night. Police say that they were throwing Molotov cocktails, they were carrying and using fireworks. They also had shields while advancing to officers who were patrolling at the scene. Police also say people attending a nearby event were even caught on camera changing just to prepare for this attack to take place. Now, addressing the Atlanta City Council on Monday night, the police chief told them that his officers showed great restraint, adding that they made lawful arrests, while earlier in the day, opponents of the facility spoke out. Let's listen.
Individuals that may use this week to bring further attacks on public safety, on property of this government and private property in Atlanta, Georgia, will be arrested, and they will be placed before a court.
We will not stop fighting injustice, no matter the consequences. Drop all the charges on the protesters. Stop Cop City now. Defund the police.
Obviously a very, very hot issue. And again, we are working to find out when there's going to be a court hearing for nearly 24 people who were arrested and charged with domestic terrorism. Obviously, that's something that we're going to continue to follow. Also want to share an update with you on a story that we've been following as well. Remember that we reported to you yesterday that there were 2 teenagers killed in a birthday party over the weekend in Douglas County. Well, now there's a $20,000 reward being offered for any information that could lead to the arrest of the killer. I want to show you the images of these victims here. So these 2 teenagers, again, killed at this birthday party. It happened over the weekend at a home on Talkeetna Drive in Douglasville. Apparently more than 100 teenagers were at that home for this birthday party at the time. We actually spoke with Chanel White, who's a mom of one of the victims. She says that she dropped her 14-year-old daughter off at this party, Ajana, And minutes later, she got the call that her daughter had been shot and killed.
Find out who was smoking the weed, but you should not have let no children out your door knowing that your child had a party, because you are now responsible for every child that came in your home. You should have made sure them children got back home.
We can't take responsibility for, children that's going out with guns and just murdering people at a random. That's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to make sure your child is safe while they're here at my home.
Yeah, really, really terrifying. Douglas County investigators say the homeowner who hosted this party is not facing charges because the incident happened actually up the road off of her property. Investigators are asking anyone who has information about this incident to please come forward so that they can hold someone accountable for these crimes. Also, I want to tell you about Crossover Day happening at the Capitol, and it's basically when bills that are potentially on their way to becoming laws pass through one of the two chambers in the state legislature. So our Atlanta News First reporter Madeline Montgomery has a closer look at what is actually closer to becoming law.
A lot is going on here at the Capitol because there are only a few days left this legislative session. So we're seeing a lot of movement, like with a lot of bills we've talked about, the one defining anti-Semitism moving along, while sports betting has died. So let's take a look at some of these bills that could become law. We have a controversial one, Senate Bill 140. It still has legs. That bill would prohibit certain surgical procedures that could be performed to minors in the treatment of gender dysphoria. And it would also restrict hormone therapy for minors, but it would allow for puberty blockers. And the House voted to prosecute 17-year-olds as juveniles. Georgia's one of a few states where 17-year-olds accused of crimes are often charged as adults. The proposed age change would not apply with violent felonies. And also a celebration by many as House Bill 30 made progress, and that bill would create a legal definition of anti-Semitism. Those standing behind the bill applauded the bipartisan support.
This bill is incredibly important because the Jewish community is often targeted in ways that are not easily recognizable as anti-Semitism. Recent studies have found that over half of Americans do not know what the word anti-Semitism means, and you cannot fight something if you cannot define it.
So those bills that were voted on yesterday will go on to the next chamber to be voted on. There are only 13 days left in this legislative session. For now, reporting at the Georgia State Capitol, I'm Madeline Montgomery, Atlanta News First.
All right, our thanks to Madeline for that report, and we're going to keep following what happens there. But as you can see, we have meteorologist Ella Dorsey with us now, and we've been enjoying this weather, but it sounds like it's coming to an end.
It is coming to an end, but you know what, Joy, 80 degrees in early March. It's a little early for that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Record-breaking highs again today, but things are going to change. So let's get you started. Lots to talk about, guys. There's a lot happening in this forecast. Good morning to you. As you look outside, I want you to note that there's not a cloud in the sky, but do you see the haze over the city? That is pollen, all right? Very high pollen levels. Let's talk about the warmth. On average, the average temperature from January 1st up to this point in the year is about 47 degrees. That average is an average of the high and the low every day. This year has been the warmest start to the year ever on record. The average high has been 10 degrees, the average temperature has been 10 degrees above normal. So really incredible warmth. That's the reason we're getting the early start to spring. That's the reason we're getting the early start to the pollen, and 71 degrees outside already. Here's your pollen forecast. I expect those levels to stay really high through the day today. And really, honestly, they're probably going to be pretty high all the way through Friday. Friday is when we see some heavy rain move in. That's when we'll see some more scattered showers. So that's when we're finally going to see some relief. So if you are an allergy sufferer, that's what you are going to be dealing with through the end of the week. Believe it or not, there is a dry cold front coming through right now, even though it's very warm outside. The only thing you're really going to notice in this cold front today is the breeze. The breeze will be coming in this afternoon. It's just going to make it feel great outside. Record highs today. The high is 80 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. So here are your high temperatures. Low 70s in the mountains, near 80 degrees south of the city. So that cold front's going to move through. It is a dry front. It's going to cool things off tonight. So tonight you will notice a major cool off after sunset. And by tomorrow morning, you will need the winter coat, guys. We're talking morning lows are going to be in the mid 40s. So between this afternoon and tomorrow morning, temperatures will drop by like 35 degrees. And that is the end of the warmth, okay? That is the end of the record-breaking heat. Tomorrow it'll be about 15 degrees cooler, and we continue that cooling trend. Y'all, I'm talking high temperatures only in the 50s and low 60s through the rest of the week, and really the extended forecast is looking quite cool as well. So if you like this warmer weather, you got to get outside and enjoy it today. It's not going to be around for much longer. In fact, I'm seeing the potential for temperatures in the 40s Thursday afternoon. That would be about 30 degrees cooler than today. Here's a look at what's going to happen. We're not going to see any rain today, but we will see scattered showers tomorrow and heavy rain likely on Friday. We're also going to see some rain on Sunday. So we'll switch into a much cooler, much wetter pattern. Here is a look at our futurecast. You can see that rain spreads in by Thursday afternoon or evening. It continues through at least Friday afternoon. So we have first alerted Friday for the showers. Friday evening looks dry. Your Saturday looks dry. Saturday is going to be the day to get outside this weekend because by Sunday, more rain is going to spread in. Look, there's even some snow up in the higher elevations of the Appalachian Mountains. That just tells you quite a bit of a cool off. So this is the upper level pattern. The upper levels at about 5,000 feet. It's called 850 millibars. The temperatures at that level really translate to the surface. So it's something that we watch for temperature changes. You can see on Friday it's still mild, right? But watch what happens as we head into next week. A major cold blast will work its way into the eastern United States, and I'm looking at 2 good shots at a hard freeze. So I definitely think that March will actually end up being colder than the month of February was. Something to note as we head into the middle of the month, it is going to get quite a bit cooler. So 80 degrees today, much cooler tomorrow in the mid 60s. We continue that cooling trend into Thursday. Thursday is a day where we could actually end up with highs in the 40s. Rain arrives Thursday afternoon, just scattered showers. Rain will be heavy overnight into Friday. Rain moves out Friday evening, stays dry on Saturday. Look how much cooler it is on Saturday, a high of only 60. Some more showers are likely on Sunday. And then that cold blast looks like it arrives just right after that 7-day forecast. So right beyond the 7-day forecast, Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe of next week. I'm also tracking a big chance for a cool off the weekend after this upcoming weekend. Could get really cold as well. So keep that in mind. We're not out of winter yet. We got a couple of weeks. Our normal last freeze is around March 20th timeframe. So a few more weeks of that. All right, guys, we'll be back. I will be on Atlanta News First at noon, so hope to see you then. Have a great day. Enjoy this warm weather while it lasts.